I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is the 609th episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. We are coming to you live from the Southern Command as my very, very favorite fans at the Hoosier Inquirer are fond of. This, ladies and gentlemen, of the Hoosier Inquirer, and by that I mean the ladies that are gentlemen and the gentlemen that are ladies and whatever's going on there. This would be my grandparents' home. I am here because I was helping them with a project earlier in the day, and we've got some things to take care of tomorrow, so I stayed with them to assist them through that, and we are here running the show out of the studio, so bear with me. It's always a little wonky when we're doing this, but it will be fine when we get rolling. So just bear with me with that. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, we are having an amazing thunderstorm. I don't believe it's going to last all night, but God, I wish it would do this till like 5 or 6 in the morning, and we could hear some great rain and some thunder. We would definitely be sleeping wonderfully. It absolutely would be fantastic. And I'm just hoping that it lasts a little bit longer, and I can drift off to sleep with this great sound. But I don't think that we're going to get a chance to. And look at this. I love this. I absolutely love this. First of all, how many more times will he say goodbye? Listen, I swear to you guys, there is coming a day in the very near future where I am never going to say this man's name again. Okay? But it continues. This is in Henry County, you have an example of two just absolute, complete narcissistic assholes running for the same job. One is currently the incumbent elected sheriff, and we know how insane he is and all the nonsense that he is involved with. And then you have another guy that is just wants to be so relevant in the conversation. He's like the kid that at the age of like 17 and 18, his family was still sitting at the kid table, and he just so resented that, and he's lived his entire life wanting to be like, ooh, I want to be part of it. I want to be part of it. Let me know. I want to know. I want to know. And so he says, as a candidate running for office, talking to citizens from his county, says, room full of idiots, shake my head. The education you folks seem to not have just blows me away. Listen to me. My father, who has been gone for several years, currently as he sits today, is smarter than Randy Howard. I don't know what kind of education he believes that he has, or some kind of superior wizardry or intellect, but I really feel that he should be very careful throwing out claims like that, because it is laughable, folks. So, dude, the best thing, bro, is look. He said this was at 9:16. What time is it right now? It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes ago, he said, good night, everyone. But I see that he just posted here right now. At least not hiding behind a microphone, Chris. I'm trying to make a change. Hiding behind a microphone? Yes, no one look. Randy, I've been involved in politics for, I'm 44, 45, something like that. And out of those very short few years of my life, I'm still young. I consider myself to be a very young at heart, very young in mind, body, and spirit. But out of that time, I've spent nearly 30 years in politics, and you would have to work for the next 600 years to even come close to affecting a quarter of the change that I have affected. Your run compared to what we do here nightly is nothing. You act like you're running for Supreme Chancellor of the world, first of all, not Podunk Sheriff of Podunk, Henry County. All right, so first and foremost, like, slow your roll there. But secondly, it's a joke campaign. It is a satirical campaign. It is not real. So just, as long as we all are aware of where we sit in the world, I think we'll be fine. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about Muncie tonight. So just to give you guys some understanding, the people from Henry County, I want to give you guys the update. I have sent my requests and further email to the Henry County government, and I'm waiting on a response, waiting on a reply. I should possibly be able to pick up flash drive, zip drive videos tomorrow. We will not have a show tomorrow, but I will be going through that and let you know. We will be back Sunday, obviously. So I did not get a chance to contact Nick's mother. So I know I told you that I would call you today. I have you marked on my list of calls for tomorrow. I am so sorry that I did not call you today, but I will call you tomorrow, and we can touch base. I was doing a couple of other things, and I had some personal things I had to take care of today. So that's what went on, but I will get in contact with you tomorrow. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that we talked about last night, and then a couple of things that I haven't released or said yet, so I want to see. Also, I don't know if Amy Bell or Brian Bell are watching. I'm going to contact you guys. I don't know, or I don't think that the Bells were on last night, so hopefully they've seen last night's video by now. If not, I'm going to call you, or if you're watching tonight or you hear this, I will call you tomorrow as well. I have both of you. I have Nick's family on my list of items to handle tomorrow, and then I have the Bells on my item of list list of items to handle tomorrow. So I will touch base with you. I also put out feelers to some folks in the state Senate, and I put out a communication. I text Mike Gaskell, so I sent a text to his phone asking him if he would give me, a couple sentences on his thoughts behind his amendment to 1359. At the time that we are gone live, I have not heard from him. We're hit and miss. Sometimes he responds, sometimes he doesn't. So I will let you know if I hear something. If I don't, it'll be what it'll be. The third vote, I'm pretty sure that the third vote, let me double check that while we're here. I can let you know the third vote on House Bill 1359 should be Monday, from what I believe. Let me see. Oh, they don't have their Senate session up yet. So the Senate session is not up. Tomorrow's Friday. They generally don't work on Fridays, so they're not scheduled for tomorrow. There's nothing on the order to handle tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. Back this up. They did not. I will show you this. This is big news. Interesting. Now I'm really going to have to look into what's happening, because let me back this up here. The Senate was scheduled to hear and talk about 1359 today on second reading. And as we go down here, you can see ordered, engrossed, amended, ordered, engrossed. So like this one, HB 1055, municipal elections, Koch, there's nothing. So that was not dealt with, okay? So we go on down here, and we are looking for 1359. It was not heard today. So that's interesting. Looks like, let me see what this is. Reset in. Okay. So it looks like we have a Senate motion by Senator Fadi Kodora. I always mess up his name. I apologize. Kodora, who is basically giving an amendment saying the exact opposite of everything that Gaskell's was, saying we want to put back in the 28 days and yada, yada, yada. So that has been put forward. And then there was an amendment by Senator J.D. Ford, and his amendment is basically the same. It was a Senate motion. I move that engrossed House Bill 13 be amended to read as follows. Page 3, line reset in Roman 28, reset in Roman 628, delete 16, reset in Roman if the close of a voter registration period is transferred under, reset lines 8 through 10. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on. This apparently did not get a second reading today, and I'm not opposed to this. All right, I'm not opposed to this. I just want to hear. I don't want it to die. I don't want it to pass today or tomorrow or Monday rather. I wanted to be able to have a conversation about this, have further communication, and it seems like at least for right now we're going to be able to have that. So that's a good thing. That's really good thing. So that is good. All right. moving on from there. Now, we're going to talk about the city of Muncie. We now have the agenda for the meeting for Monday, March 2nd, 2026. And this is a big deal. I want to show you this agenda. It looks as if when you're reading the agenda, the meeting would be very quick. It would be a quick meeting because something's going on. They're just not doing much legislative work, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just interesting. I've just never seen so many meetings, bam, 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 2, 3, 4 in a row, where there's just very little on the agenda. Okay, very, very interesting to me to see that. But so putting this up here on the screen for all to see. Here is the agenda for the Muncie City Council meeting on Monday, March 2nd. Now, I want to say for everybody reading this, before we even get to the agenda items, there is a very good possibility that the Monday, March 2nd meeting will be another contentious meeting because there's currently this stalemate between Muncie City Council President Jeffrey Green and the citizens of Muncie, the public at large, because of these so-called rules. Nothing was handled last meeting when the citizens were very outspoken. Nothing happened. There was no resolution to what happened. There was no. Basically, they listened to everybody, and Jeff Green said, "Okay, thank you. Now moving on." And so, because of that, I fully believe that it could be that same way come March 2nd. My hope, my belief is it will be, and it should be. It should be here, okay? It should be held up by the citizens. I hate saying that, but until we get an understanding of what's going to happen with the rules, the citizens should take the meeting over in the public concern section, and they should, talk for 2 hours. Talk for 3 hours. You know what I mean? So I say rock and roll. Let's see how long we can go. Let's see how long we can go. Means we need bodies in the seats. We need people there. That's what we need. So just an FYI, that's what's happening there. All right, moving forward. March 2nd, 2026, regular meeting, 7 p.m. There is no special session, special hearing, nothing like that. So the meeting will start at 7 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance, invocation, citizen recognition, roll call. So they'll go through all 9 council members. They will then go into approval of the minutes. They will then go into appointments to boards and commissions. And they will need to, it looks like they need to appoint 4 people to the Beech Grove Cemetery Board. They will then have a committee report, and it looks like we're going to be hearing from the Opioid Fund Advisory Committee. And then it kicks into ordinances previously introduced. Now, what's crazy here is if you scroll to the bottom of the meeting, they have other business here at the end. They have other business here at the end right ahead of the adjournment. If they want to keep other business there, that's fine. But if we're going to stick with the president's rules and put the comment section at the beginning of the meeting, I really wish they would adjust that on the agenda so people would know what the deal is. Because I went into last meeting thinking, oh, look, they didn't move it. So maybe they're going to have public concerns at the end of the meeting. And then they didn't. They did what they did. Now, my thought this time is, well, did they get spanked so badly they're going to decide to leave them at the end of the meeting? I guarantee you not. But it's not where it should be. So, please, council, fix this. It doesn't make sense to leave it like that. Okay, whatever. We then go into ordinances previously introduced, and there are none. And I find that to be odd. Let me go back here and double check, because I thought that we had some. Let me see. Ordinances previously introduced. Oh no, we did not have any new ordinances last time. We had previously introduced ordinances, but then we had no new ordinances. So then going into the meeting this time, we only have one tabled ordinance. We only have one tabled ordinance. So that's that. So there are no ordinances previously introduced. Okay. That brings us to our new ordinances. All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because here it goes. Here's Ordinance 6-26. Now, we already talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm shocked to see it back so soon, but we talked about this. Ordinance 6-26 is an ordinance of the City of Muncie amending Section 332.39 of the City of Muncie Code of Ordinances, prerequisites to action on ordinance, resolution. This is the transparency ordinance. This is the Ridenauer and Shireen Wegley screwed up ordinance. This is the Basham forgery nonsense ordinance. This is the ordinance that had the Muncie City Council debating the definitions between and or at the last meeting. Really wild, really wild. In order for this to be reintroduced and discussed, it is going to have to be unanimously approved to be able to reintroduce it. That means all 9 council members, all 9 of them, are going to have to show up and vote to have this discussion. Now, I am going to take a second here and pause and tell you this is where it comes to the citizens reaching out to all 9 council members and saying, hey, I don't care what your thoughts are on this. I don't care if you love it. I don't care if you hate it. If you want to vote down this bill, vote it down after you introduce it and put it. Yeah, Brandon will be absent, and if he is, then that's good. That's I would be fine with Brandon and Jerry being absent the remainder of their terms. I would be fine with that. I really wouldn't be fine. I really wish they would just resign. The trans Republicans that are making trouble right now and causing a bunch of chaos is crazy. But what can you do with 2 trans Republicans like Brandon and Jerry Dishman? It is what it is. It's very, very strange. So citizens are going to have to reach out to all 9 of the council members and say, hey, introduce this, and then if you want to vote to kill it, but we don't want you to vote to kill it. We want you to vote to pass this. Well, I reached out to Council President Jeff Green, and I asked him, well, let me show you here what happened, okay? When I found out that Nora had resubmitted this ordinance, I sent an email to Jeff Green, Muncie City Council District 1. And I say, Council President Green, after speaking with you at the meeting on Monday, February 2nd, 2026, I was under the impression that the communication could finally begin between us. However, I have since sent you an email which you have not yet responded to. I'm just wondering when you might start the process of doing better, as you told me that you would. If the mood strikes you, could you please respond here at khbilbrey@gmail.com, or better yet, call me at, and then I gave my phone number. Thank you in advance. Now, this was the second email that I had sent him, okay? I actually had sent one before that he didn't answer. I sent this to him. And I sent this on Friday the 13th at 1:55 a.m. I got back a response on Monday the 16th at 4:21 p.m. And he says, thank you for your email. You stated you have a couple of things to run by me. Feel free to send them to me. Thank you, Jeff Green. No, that's not. Look, thank you, Jeff. We'll give you a a brief round of applause, I guess. Thank you for your one email. Thank you. Okay. But I want to talk to you on the phone. I want to talk to you on the phone, because I want to be able to. First of all, I don't have a problem with email, and look, if email's the only way we can communicate, then we'll do it. But the problem is, I email him on Friday, and he responds on Monday. I then respond to him. What's funny to me is I sent him an email. Okay, look, I sent it to him at 1:55 Friday morning. He's not up then, I get it. But the fact that he can't respond to me sometime Friday in the day, 9 a.m. Friday morning, 11 a.m. Friday morning, 1 p.m. Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. Friday afternoon, 7 p.m. Friday evening, 10 a.m. Saturday morning. You know what I mean? The fact that he can't respond to me all the way until Monday, it's hard to communicate that way. If we're doing email, back to back, that's how Nora is. When I email Nora, she's pretty much on it, and you can carry on a communication. Nobody else on the Muncie City Council seems to be that way. So I followed up to his email reply, and I sent him an email that said, Council President Green, after speaking with you at the meeting on Monday, February 2nd, I was under the impression that communicate. Oh, that's what I sent him the other day. Sorry, let me find the let me get the other one. Hold on. No, okay, right here. No. So I sent him back after I got his reply, and I said, "Nah." And what I mean by that is NAW. I said, "Nah. I'd rather talk to you on the phone. It's much easier. Better for communication. Please call at your convenience." And then I gave my phone number. Now, I sent this message to him at 12:09 a.m. Again, a time he's not up. I'm perfectly okay with that. But you know what that means? It means he could call me the next day. He could even email me the next day, but he has not. He has not sent me another email. He has not called me. And it seems as though it's still just as hard to get through to this guy, and his communication skills really leaves a lot to be desired for. That's like a thing that I've been saying. I'm going to continue saying it about a lot of different people because it's true. It's like, what are you guys doing, man? So if you have better luck at calling and contacting these people, emailing them, do it. Reach out to them, get a hold of them, and tell them to pass Ordinance 6-25, and then they can talk about it and decide if they're going to kill it or whatever at that point. But don't just kill it ahead of any discussion. If we go in there and they don't even introduce this, I don't even know what might happen. Okay, I can just tell you that right now. So that's Ordinance 6-26. Moving on, Ordinance 7-26, an ordinance of the City of Muncie amending Chapter 93 of the City of Muncie Code of Ordinances. Okay, well, what's that? What does that mean? We have to go down and we have to look at what that will be. So let's pull up the packet and find out. Let me get here. $7.26. Okay, 726 is here. And ladies and gentlemen, this says $7.26, an ordinance of the City of Muncie amending Chapter 93 of the City of Muncie Code of Ordinances. Whereas Indiana Code 23-14-65-10 provides that the city shall, via ordinance, prescribe the organization of Cemetery Board of Trustees. Division 2 of the Chapter of 93 of the City of Muncie Code of Ordinances governs the organization section powers of the Board of Trustees of the Beech Grove Cemetery. Let's see what they're trying to do. Oh, whereas the Common Council desires to amend Division 2 of the Chapter of 93 of the City of Muncie Code of Ordinances to reduce the number of members of the Board of Trustees from 7 to 5 to improve quorum reliability and ensure that Beech Grove Cemetery is governed efficiently and effectively. I hate to hear that, because all this means is they're having a hard time showing up. They're having a hard time getting people to do what they need to do, and that sucks. So, if you're going to volunteer for the board and you're going to say that you're going to be there, man, you really got to be there. You got to do the things that you say you're going to do. Your word has to mean something, and you got to be willing to do these things. I really hate this. But I can understand what they're trying to do here. But I don't really have a dog in this fight, so either way, do what you're going to do. So that's that. Moving on, we go back to the agenda, and that's the end of new ordinances. So now we pop into resolutions. And we have Resolution 326, a proposal by the students of the AP Government class at Muncie Central High School for a special resolution to install a pedestrian scramble light at the intersection of Myrtle Avenue and Walnut Street for the installation of crosswalks at the intersection of Maple Street and Walnut Street with yield to pedestrian signs for the installation of sidewalks. Nope. Thank you very much. With the installation of sidewalks on the west side of Walnut Street in front of Muncie Central High School, and for the removal of street parking in favor of a left turn lane into Central's parking lot at the intersection of Maple Street and Walnut Street. Cool. Excellent. Awesome. I'm cool with this. This is the government class. They come to the Muncie City Council every year, every semester, and they work through something, and they create an ordinance or a resolution or something that they can work on, and that the council can help them do. And so I love this. I think this is a great idea. This will pass. There'll be no issue, and it'll be what it'll be. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, Alva. Eric, and interesting, they're actually doing real city work. That's a good thing. And isn't it interesting that it's kids from the government class? Isn't that interesting that it's kids from the government class that's doing something real? And I will say, yeah, that's probably Stumblefoot is pretty accurate. This is just the area down there where they've been working. Now, I do think that this will help the high school students with that turn in to Muncie Central. So I'm not against this, but it's just interesting that, you know, it's kids that are doing the actual government work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggie. This is the thing that's like, whoa, what is this? What are we doing? Resolution 4-26. Common Council of the City of Muncie, Indiana, resolution approving interlocal agreement for the housing and operating of a municipal drone base. A municipal drone base. What is a municipal drone base, you might ask? Well, let's go to the resolutions here and find out what exactly that might be. Okay, we'll go down here to resolutions. We'll go to 2026 resolutions, and we'll go to resolution 4-26. And we will jump out here and show you. This is going to get interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, Resolution 4-26 is resolution number 4-26, Common Council of the City of Muncie, Indiana, resolution approving interlocal agreement for the housing and operating of a municipal drone base. Whereas the City of Muncie, Indiana, the city, operates the Muncie Police Department to serve as law enforcement within the corporate limits of the City of Muncie. And whereas the city would like to use the county building, the what? The county building, the one that we've been talking about that's empty, the one that we've been talking about that Dan and the chief of police want to use for the city police department's headquarters? Okay, what is this? They're going to use the Delaware County building located at 100 West Main Street as a central location for the purpose of housing and operating a municipal drone base for the city Muncie government functions. Why would we not do this at Muncie City Hall? Why are we doing this like this? All right, Kate, you've missed it. So they are going to put this municipal drone base in the Delaware County building, the one that the city of Muncie and the one that the police department, Dan, wants that building to be the new police headquarters. So we're going to have this thing in the Delaware County building at 100 West Main Street, okay, as a central location for the purpose of housing and operating a municipal drone base for the city of Muncie government functions, and the exact location and specifications of the municipal drone base shall be agreed upon by the city and the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the board. And whereas the board agrees house the drone base upon its property, and the city agrees to provide operational support pursuant to the terms of this interlocal agreement, as authored by Indiana Code 3617. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Indiana Common Council of Muncie, Indiana, as follows. The City Council for the City of Muncie, Indiana, hereby approves the interlocal agreement attached hereto as Exhibit A. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from the date of its adoption of the City of Muncie, City Council for the City of Muncie, Indiana. And let's see, what's the interlocal agreement? Exhibit A. The interlocal agreement, here referred to as agreement, is entered into by and between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and the Indiana Political Subdivision of the City of Muncie, the Indiana City. An Indiana political subdivision known collectively as the parties on this blank day of blank 2026. The city operates the Muncie City Police Department to serve as law enforcement within the corporate limits for the City of Muncie. The county is the owner of the county building. The city would like to use the property as a central location for the purpose of housing and operating a municipal drone base for the City of Muncie governmental functions. The county finds that allowing limited use of property of the roof may serve a public purpose, provided the county's property, financial interest, roof integrity, and legal exposure are fully protected. And the exact location and specifications of the municipal drone base shall be agreed upon by the city and the county and memorialized in the addendum to this interlocal agreement. And the county agrees to house the drones base upon its property, and the city agrees to provide operational support pursuant to the terms of the interlocal agreement and is authorized by Indiana Code 3617. Now, therefore, therefore, the parties hereby agree as follows. The purpose of this agreement is to set forth the rights and responsibilities of the parties in the housing and operating of a municipal drone base for the city of governmental functions. This agreement shall create a revocable license only and shall not convey any leasehold, easement, or other property interest. Scope: the drone base shall be located at the county building. The exact location of the drone base shall be determined by the parties following this agreement and memorialized in the addendum hereto. Parties shall determine the designated zone and appropriated roof area. Expansion, relocation, or change of use of the drone base shall be prohibited, notwithstanding the written approval by the county. Full cost of the project shall be paid by the city. The city shall bear 100% of all costs related to the drone base, including installation, operation, maintenance, insurance, inspections, removal, and restoration. The county shall have no financial obligation. Mounting and structural requirements. The drone base shall require a Balstead mounting system only. The mounting system shall be approved in advance by the county. Mounting system shall meet or exceed the requirements of the Indiana Building Code and industrial standards. Wind load requirements. The drone shall be of a kind and variety suitable for flat roof installation, roof surface penetration, membrane compression, and damage to the flat roof at the of the dome base installation site shall be prohibited. Under no circumstances shall any portion of the drone base or related equipment penetrate, drill into, fasten, or otherwise mechanically attach to the roof or the roof membrane of the county building. Design review and third-party inspection. The county shall retain the right to review and approve all proposed mounting designs and may require the submission of stamped engineering drawings related to the drone base modification at the city's expense. The county shall be permitted to retain a third-party structural review of said modification to the drone base. Utilities and electrical power. The city shall be responsible for all costs associated with installation of the electrical components. Labor expenditures, material purchasing, metering, and ongoing utility costs associated.
So this is fun.
Yeah.
So we went to the Board of Works and we suckered them into paying $40,000 to find a suitable site. And now we're paying money. Does the city even own drones?
I have a couple, yeah.
So now the city's going to fork over a whole bunch of other money, engineering, drawings, all that stuff to set up this drone base on top of the building. It's already there. We already spent all, and now we're just adding to the bill. So we can so we have a better excuse later on to take this building over and move the police department.
Yeah, it's like, well, the police are already there. We got our drones attached to the building. And they're inside monitoring it. And, we might as well just slip inside that, you'll never know.
And as Alva said, next up is funding a new drone program.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. We already have drones, and look. I'm not a major drone guy. I had a sponsor, one of our sponsors of the Political Spotlight, sent me a drone, and it was probably about this size of my phone, maybe a little bit bigger. It might have been more the size of this pad of paper.
Okay.
Like a 5x7 pad of paper. Okay. And you had these little legs that kicked out and these little wings. And I stood in my driveway and I operate my little thing, my little control pad. And that drone sat there and it wobbled and it took off and it went up. And I got it to land right down at my feet. And I was like, dude, this is cool. So I put it up again. I put it up again. Yes, right. Maybe they could borrow our drones. Yeah, right. So I put it up again. And the wind caught it. And it all of a sudden, it did the thing that drone does, because it's flat. But then it did this. It kicked like this, and it started flying back into the neighborhood. And I had to get in a car and chase it, and it went in some guy's backyard. And I went and knocked on his door, and he let me through his house to get it. And I was like, why did it take off and do that? And so I reset these things, and then I set it down right after I got home after chasing it. And I sent it up. It goes straight up, and it lands at my feet. And I was like, all right, I think I'm getting the hang of this. So I sent it up again. It's flat. And this time it goes this way and sucks off straight off into the cornfield across the street, across 67. And it sucked into this cornfield, and it's still out there today. That was like 3 years ago. And that drone is still out there somewhere in that cornfield today, just droning on from somewhere.
I imagine it's probably been plowed into the earth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. So that was my experience with drones. But I will tell you this. I am pretty sure that the city of Muncie has drones. And the reason I know that is because if we look back to the July 13th, 2022 or 2023 active shooter situation in downtown Muncie, over on Willard and Hackley, when that craziness went on, I think the police had some pretty good drone video and pictures from up in the sky, which was really cool. But to my knowledge, these drones they have, they pull their police car over, and they open their police car, the back, and they bless you, or if you were sneezing or whatever you're doing there. Yeah, I know you got that going on. But they open the back of their trunk and they launch it from there. I don't understand why we need a whole base for this.
I mean, if they have them, they're already obviously storing them somewhere. So why do we need a
in
base?
the backs of cars?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen now is, in order to use a drone in like a pursuit, which would make sense, instead of the officer stopping the pursuit and getting the drone out right there and sending the drone after the car, now the police officer has to drive to the county building,
or they
leave
have
the
to dispatch
pursuit,
somebody to the county building and hope the heck they can get there.
Yeah.
So it's just another layer to the, look at all the money we've spent. This makes sense. Otherwise, all that money has gone to waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just another Jam It Dan scheme.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very crazy. Okay, so we'll go on from here. So the city's going to be responsible for everything, costs relating to the metering and usage of electrical power, drone base relating to ordinary operations. The county reserves the right to require an electrical sub-meter and other separate reimbursement mechanisms to be included with the installation of the drone base. Capital and continuing costs. The county is not obligated to provide capital for the establishment of the drone base. The county shall not be obligated to cover the ongoing maintenance or operational costs. All requirements for obtaining the capital and covering the maintenance or operational costs are to be placed upon the city following its assent to this agreement. Insurance waiver. Okay, the city shall be responsible for maintaining certain insurance policies relating to the drone base. The city will provide the county with proof of coverage, and it's got different things going on there. Workers' compensation, property damage liability, aviation and unmanned aerial vehicle liability, commercial general liability. Okay, shit that we don't have to have for drones now currently this way. This is going to be crazy. Said policies held, the city shall name the county as an additional insured party. The city shall complete a waiver in favor of the county. Indemnification, the city shall indemnify, hold harmless, and defend the county, its commissioners, employees, agents, and against all actual threatened claims, investigations, proceedings, and suits arising from installation, operation, maintenance of the drone base. The city shall pay okay, all property damage, just a bunch of stuff, maintenance and inspections, limited access, acknowledgments of roof warranty, roof damages, regulatory compliance. I mean, this is getting into some heavy stuff here. All right, and it's going from March 2026 and shall extend for a term of 5 years, terminating on March 2031. This agreement may be extended beyond the termination date only by mutual consent. Effects of termination. Upon the termination of this agreement, the city shall be required to remove all equipment. Of course, this sounds great. For this thing, for the building and everything. Where is the documentation talking about what this is? How many drones we're talking about? What kind of drones? When are they going to be used? What are they going to be used for? What are they doing? Let's see them in action. What's going on? Now all of a sudden the flock cameras aren't enough. We paid for all these flock cameras to go up and have all these flock cameras, and now it's like, well, the flocks aren't enough. I don't know about this. This is going to be interesting. How much is this going to cost? Have we seen that anywhere? Do we have a figure on this? Let's find out. You know, no information in this whole damn thing. Nothing. Not one piece of any information. Nada, nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Nothing about this. I have not heard talk about this. I have not heard scuttlebutt about this. And now it's just like, oh, this is something that's happening. It's a resolution. They're going to vote on it. It's going to be done, and they're going to start doing it. Okay? So we had a Muncie City of Muncie Board of Works meeting yesterday, and it lasted for 10 minutes and 56 seconds. Let's see if there's anything in this Board of Works meeting that talks about this.
Safety on this beautiful, February 18th. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
No, Mr. Fun.
To the flag of the United States. Of the February 11th minutes, do we have a motion?
Yes, I move.
I sent out the claims yesterday afternoon. Usual utilities and healthcare. We did have a couple larger purchases. We had a motor vehicle highway purchased a salt box insert.
Why is the microphone not working? Why is the microphone not working at the podium? Can we not figure this out?
And then we also had a Chevy Colorado purchased by it. You gotta grab those when you can.
What I've heard.
That I'll open it up to any questions.
All right, Linda.
I have none. Even though it was credit card week, it was a good week.
It was, yes.
Good week for
this.
descriptions.
Well, actually, it's credit card week.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I have no questions either. We have a motion.
Yes, I move approval of the claims for $457,495.
Second, any comments, questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Thank you, Greg. There's no unfinished business, so on to new business. We have a street closure application for the YMCA of Muncie Tulip Trot.
Cool.
The new
The application shows closure of Wheeling to Queen.
do we have a motion about the application? Rural site user agreement.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Can't hear what she's saying, so it's not even worth it. This is just absolutely.
There was a little bit of extra white space, so we talked to the artist.
This is absolutely despicable. Come on, Muncie, you got to do better. You've got to do better here.
Sorry. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the Muncie Police Department Services Agreement for off-duty management.
Okay, for what? They'll be
Good
used
morning.
to install new sunbathing going on in Ball State neighborhoods.
I'll be talking to you about it. Everybody thinks of security last, of course, for whatever reason. So they plan their event, and the last thing they think about is, oh, how are we going to secure this event? What are we going to do about having officers there?
What, Chief? What are you saying? Speak up, buddy.
Kind of comes in. So managing extra details is tedious, it's time-consuming, expensive, and our OT budget is not. And it does cost the taxpayer money every time we do something like this. So off-duty management is a company that we'd like to contract with, that we will direct all requests for special details to that platform. And then once they upload all of their potential needs, the things that they'd like from the Muncie Police Department.
I move approval of the contract with off-duty management.
Of course we do.
I will second that today. All right, hearing none, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Aye. Aye. Oppose? All right. Is there any additional information to come before the board today? All right, hearing none, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Wait, where was public comments? Yeah, turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off before we hear anything.
So-
No, shut up, Megan. Kill me here. There we go. So nothing there. Oh, you know where we could go and look? Let's go one more place and look and see if there's anything here. Anybody notice that the communications on the City of Muncie Facebook page is basically non-existent? We're back into a position where they just don't do anything on the City of Muncie's communications page, or the City of Muncie's City of Muncie Facebook or City of Muncie Communications. I mean, they put up the you know what they did? They put up the ribbon cutting of Station 6. Okay, well, how much money was it? Let's know what's going on. Let's talk about some serious stuff rather than fluffy, it makes us look good stuff. Okay, here you go. Here you go, folks. Maybe we'll get a rundown of what this is, ladies and gentlemen, on the City of Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenhour's community update. You think he's going to tell us what it is? Let's go here and see what Mayor Dan has to tell us during his Wednesday, February 18th, 2026 community update. Let's see what he has to say here. Okay, I don't know what he has to say, but let's give it a listen.
Hello, Muncie. Dan Ridenhour here, your mayor. Today is Wednesday. It is February 18th. It's a beautiful day. 65 degrees. By the way, the record is 66 for today. So, we're awfully close. We might be able to tie or exceed the record. But I hope you get a chance to enjoy the beautiful sunshine that's going on today. Because it probably won't last because it's February. But we're thrilled that it's here for today. A number of things I want to just give some updates on. We've got some new businesses that are coming into town. So just a couple of things. Yummy Bowl, which is a Mongolian stir fry, that is opening up in the Payless Shopping Center that's at Wheeling and McGalliard. And so that is under construction. They've had the permit there for some time, but they've actually put up a sign stating that they are on their way. So that'll be another opportunity.
You mean they didn't see the Muncie City Council meeting last time and run out because the citizens were disorderly? Interesting.
We've got the Wawa, which is going up on the east side. This is at the bypass, so right off the exit there on 32. That has gone vertical as well. So pretty.
You mean Wawa didn't choose to run out like we all thought they were told, or like they did? That they didn't, in fact, see a Muncie City Council meeting that was chaotic and leave?
Pretty soon. They're pretty unique and very obvious when they build those. So I think pretty soon be able to tell that, oh my gosh, that's a Wawa. But that's what's going up in that space. They had a lot of work to do on the entrance and exit onto 32 to meet some of the requirements. So that made that take a little bit of time. We also have some of the new houses, 8 new houses and 25 townhomes going up in the Village project. This is a joint partnership between the city and Ball State and the developer. So this has 25 townhomes. These will all be for sale. These will be purchased, market price, and 8 houses. So that has gone vertical as well. So just kind of want to let people know some of the things that have gone vertical and that those are occurring. Coming up on March 5th is the State of Our Community. This will be similar to past years where we did a State of the City. We're going to do a State of the City and the County together, and that's why we call it State of Our Community. And we're looking forward to that event. It'll be, doors will open at 7 o'clock. It'll be at Horizon Convention Center. It is, you get to attend for free. It is covered by the city and the county, but do know that you do have to register. So that we know how much to prepare, how much food to prepare, and seating to prepare. So you do have to register, and so please do that. And then also there is a St. Patrick's Day parade that'll be coming up in 3 or 4 weeks or so. That'll be obviously March 17th. We will line up here at City Hall just like we did for the Christmas parade that we had on with all the fun lights and everything that went on with that one. So we should have a good time for this one on March 17th. So there's some updates. Just wanted to make sure everybody's aware, and hey, go out and enjoy some of this weather.
All right. That's it. Once again, he said nothing, ladies and gentlemen, not a thing about what is actually going on. What is going on? He does seem to be aging rapidly. I don't know. I don't get it. But folks, they are in a self-contained bubble. They release the information they want you to know. They don't say another word past that. It's hard to get information. Record request for City Hall is almost non-existent anymore. I have same complaint with there that I do with what's going on with the videos. These are all issues that Amber Green is currently handling. I'm going to have a serious come to Jesus meeting with the communications director because we need to get this figured out. What is going on with this drone situation? How many drones is going to be? What are these drones going to be used for? What is the cost? And why are we doing it at the county building? I don't know, man. I'm really burnt out with the city of Muncie because it's just, these people feel like they think they don't owe anybody anything. It's partnership with the county now. This is going to be like a Delaware County Republican-led event. Stephen Brand and Tim Overton and Dan Ridenauer, and it's like these people, it's like I'm going to start calling him like the glove officials. It's because they all are individual fingers, but they make up one glove, and one finger can't do anything without the others tagging along, and it's like the glove that does it all, and the glove is like the Republican Party of Delaware County, and then you've got Dan, and you've got Steven, and you've got Jess Piper, and you've got Tim Overton, and whoever else, whatever other Republican you want to put here or there, and sometimes that hand might have 6 fingers, sometimes it might have 3 fingers, sometimes it might be 1 finger, sometimes it might be 12 fingers, but the point of the matter is it can't ever do anything the way that it should. It seems like they're doing literally everything they can to do away with like the separate branches of government you know, the checks and balances. We don't have, you know, the executive branch and the legislative branch and the judicial branch anymore. We don't have a city government and a county government anymore. For being a second-class city and not being eligible to have Unigov, we have the closest thing to a Unigov possible. And it's really, 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 really frustrating. So we're going to be following this. I got all of this written down on my things that I'm investigating and looking into. This drone thing is wild. I, of course, have a lot to talk to the council about. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be an interesting meeting, because if you remember, we had the meeting in January and they talked about the rules that would go in effect for February. So at the January meeting, there were ordinances, new ordinances, and that we were able to still get up and talk as those were first introduced. Last meeting, there were no new ordinances, so we didn't have to fight that fight. At this meeting, there are only new ordinances. So at this meeting, we will get up and there will be the new ordinance that Nora put forward, the transparency ordinance, the Basham fraud ordinance, and there will be the what was the other ordinance? So the other ordinance was nonsense, you know, was nothing, whatever it was. But then there's these resolutions, and if they think that I'm not going to get up and talk during these, they've got another thing coming. They might gavel me, they might have me removed from the building or whatever. But, you know, I'm ready to dance that dance if Jeff Green's ready, because I've been asking him to call me. I've been asking him to get in contact with me because I want to talk to him about this stuff. Maybe if he was able and willing to talk to me about this stuff ahead of time, I wouldn't feel like I needed to get up at the council meeting. But if he doesn't do the right thing, if he doesn't call me, if he doesn't reach out and contact me before the meeting the proper way, then it's on like Donkey Kong at the meeting, and he can take that for what he wants. There's no violence, no one's going to get hurt, no one's going to be out of control, but I'm going to stand my ground. So that'll be that. All right, we got just a few more minutes here before we wrap up, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here. We're going to talk about some fun things here. All right, we're gonna wind this down. This is the last show of the week, folks. It's Thursday night, which means it's my Friday, Kate's Friday. We got Friday night, Saturday night off. Thank God. If you want to follow what goes on, because there will be things that I will post. There will be government things that go on Friday. The cemetery ordinance, yeah, whatever. There will be things that go on Saturday. If you want to see all of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen, follow our social media. There's our YouTube page, which that's what you're on now. Hopefully the most of you are on. There's our Rumble page. That's just another place you can watch these videos. What really matters, ladies and gentlemen, there is the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/political spotlight 318. There's no the. I hate it, but it is what it is. The political spotlight couldn't work, so it just says facebook.com/political spotlight 318. But the big Facebook page that you really need to pay attention to is the one below it, facebook.com/Bilbrey 318. That's the page where I post everything on, and then from everything there, I copy and put out to other pages. But the Bilbrey 318 is the page you want to follow. You can also follow the Twitter and do all of that. Okay, it's very, very important. There, that is. Okay, here is what you need to know. Okay, about that. I am to the point where I can no longer accept friend requests because I've reached the max. Okay, when somebody drops off, or if I drop below 5,000, I add the very next person in line that's waiting, okay? But that doesn't matter anything. All you got to do is you got to go there and you got to hit follow. Follow me, and you can see all of my stuff. My page is wide open. Even if you don't have a Facebook account, you can type in Kristopher H. Bilbrey Facebook, the Political Spotlight, and pop it up and see. You can comment, you can watch the videos, you can see my posts, you can see my pictures, you can see everything there. So it's wide open. So's the Political Spotlight page, so's my X account. So follow everything there. You will see it. While we're talking here at the end, I didn't say this at the beginning, please, please, please do us a favor. Go through and hit that thumb, smash that like. If you don't belong to the show as a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It does not cost you anything. YouTube doesn't cost you for subscriptions. Just hit that subscription button, click the bell, and do your thing. Share the show with everyone you know. Help spread the word. That really, really, really helps us out. So if you could do that, we would love you for it tremendously. Okay, folks, here is it. We are here is the big news. We are getting close, ladies and gentlemen, to the projects going vertical while the city that's hilarious. I love it. I love it. Oh, and that top thing, I don't know. I'll have to look. I didn't see anything. I wasn't really paying attention, but I'll have to go back and take a look. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to start. I was just having some conversation with Kate. I apologize. Kate and I communicate through telepathy sometimes on the show. So, all right, folks, starting now, the contest is open. The move is going well. In a very short period of time, there will be a day that I go live and you see me in the studio with the blue light behind me, and we do the show. And when we sign off, I will let you guys know that it will be the last night for the upstairs basement Lighthouse Studios studio. Okay? Very, very soon. We're talking about a matter of a week or a couple of weeks. Okay? The next day, the next time we go live, we will be going live from Mud Creek Studio. And I'm telling you, it's really coming together. Chef's kiss. It looks magnificent, and it's going to be great. It has nothing to do with the show. It's just the ambiance, and it's going to look cool, and it's going to be a cool thing. But we're also leveling up. We're going to be leveling up. We're making a more professional studio than what I've had. The studio that I'm currently in the upstairs studio at Lighthouse Studio, is it didn't ever start out to be a video studio. I set that up to record audio only episodes for Perception is Reality. And even though I did Facebook Live videos, that was never the drive. The drive was Perception is Reality audio videos. And so I set that up to where I would get the best audio possible. Audio was the only thing that mattered. And when we started doing live videos as this being the thing that mattered, I didn't really do anything to fix anything. I just opened it up, and that's what it was. For, 3 years, my pile of ever-increasing records just lived behind me, covered up with a brown sheet, because It used to go in the on the desk, then it would go in the drawers, then it would go in a tote, then it went in 2 totes, then it would go in a 5 cabinet. It would go in a 5 cabinet file cabinet. Then it exploded out, just going onto the floor, and it was a living, breathing monster that lived behind me. Yeah, that's right. And the thing is, I talked over the years like, oh, I'm going to set up a studio, I'm going to do this. And I knew I wasn't going to be where I was forever. I was eventually going to leave where I was. So it didn't make sense to move things around for a time period and really get into it, because that wasn't it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We are leaving the upstairs studio there at Lighthouse Studio. It's going to be different, and so we're going to do some different things. And so there are going to be several pleasant surprises. And I told you back when I first started talking about this that there would be something that we would do that we would allow you guys to be involved with. And it's going to be something that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a way for you guys to be a part of the show and to have a little bit of agency in what goes on, and it's going to be fun. So, Stumblefoot. The reason I don't do something like that is because all 3 of them would be the same thing. It would all be this, what's the point? It's all the same thing. So I don't know if you noticed the name of the title tonight. This is the 609th episode, and the title is "He's Just a Wannabe Podcaster. No one takes him seriously." Okay, that's the thing here. Okay, look at that down there at the bottom. He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. However you want to say it. Here's the deal. Okay, that phrase is something. Okay, that phrase is a phrase that what we're going to do for the next week, well, really, it will go in starting tonight, and it's anytime tonight. So if you're watching this live, that's 10:44 p.m., February 19th, 2026. Okay, so you can do it this evening. You can do it tomorrow, Friday. All right, Friday the 20th, Saturday the 21st, Sunday the 22nd, Monday the 23rd, Tuesday the 24th, Wednesday the 25th, up to showtime on Thursday the 26th. Okay, this is very important. If you want to be part of this competition, part of this contest, this is what you need to do. You need to take your phone, okay, we've all got phones of some sort, and pull up your video recorder, and speak it into the phone. Funny enough, my phone battery is dead. It's on 1%. He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. And give it your best snark, your best drama, your best anger. You need to channel your best John Sproles. Channel your best Connie Richwine. Channel your best Dan Ridenauer, or your best Russ Willis, or your best J.D. Prescott, or your best whoever, Mike Jones, or any of the people over the years that we know dislike the truth and dislike what we do here. And I want you to say that phrase, recording it. You could do it a couple times if you want, but then pick your best one and send it to me. You need to send it to me on my phone. You can text it to me. You can do it by messenger, by texting. Okay, very easy. There's the phone number. You can do it by Facebook Messenger. Okay, put up the Bilbrey, if you can, the Bilbrey Facebook. You can do it by going to facebook.com/Bilbrey318 and send it to me there. And I'm doing this different ways because I know not everybody has Facebook or whatever. Or you can email it to us, khbilbrey@gmail.com. Okay, so you've got 3 ways to record this and to send it to me. And the phrase is, he's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. Record that. And we want as many people as possible. Men and women, people who like me, people who hate me. It doesn't matter. Okay? And then what we're going to do next Thursday, and that you have to be okay with this, so understand this is part of the contest. All of those recordings that I get, if we get 10, we'll play 10. If we get 30, we'll play 30. I hope we get 50 of them. That would be amazing. However many we get, we will play live for you, for all of the audience to hear. And we will number them from the first to the last, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, 1 through 50, 1 through 7, 1 through 17, whatever it is, we'll number them and we'll play it. And then you, the audience, will vote on your top 5 or 6, 7, okay? And what we're going to do is when you guys vote on the top, whatever the number is we decide, and we'll talk about that in the middle of next week, but we want as many people to do it as possible. You will vote, and when you pick those top people, those numbers, we are then going to reach out to you like on Friday or Saturday, and I'm going to make contact with you, and one of those people will get a chance to re-record that phrase by contacting me and me doing it through our studio and doing it like professionally. And the other top winners will get a chance to say another phrase that we're going to keep secret right now. We're not telling you what those are, but they will be things like that. And then we're going to do something very special with those, and it will be part of the show. So you will have to be okay with that audio. You'll have to let me have that audio and know that I'm going to use that, and we're going to use it, but you're going to have to do that. So that's what this is. I want to have a lot of fun with this. I want you to be as hateful as possible. Okay. I hope it is. I hope that we get people that love us that do it. And I hope Randy does it. Randy could do it. Sproles could do it. His stupid sister could get on here and do it. Sean Byram could jump on and do it. Dan could do it. James King could do it. I don't care who it is, but we're going to take those, and then you guys as the audience are going to vote on the very best. We're not going to pick it. You guys are going to do it. And then the top 5 or 6, 7, top 10, whatever we pick. I don't really know what we're going to do. I got to talk to Kate about that. But the top shit we pick, we will then contact that person, and if they're willing and they want to do it, we're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's gonna be awesome. So don't delay. Do it today. Get it done as soon as you can. You don't want to be late with it, and get it to me. Remember, it's that phrase, he's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. That's the phrase you're going to say now. There are going to be other phrases once we find out who the winners are, and we'll get to play around them with them. They'll be very fun. They'll be very cool. And you are going to want to either text it to me by that phone number. You can text it to me. Very, very, very easy. Just record it and send it. Boom, bang, pow. Okay, that's one way. Email it to me. Right there, you can email it to me if that's the way that you so choose. Very cool, very easy. Or go to Facebook and Facebook Messenger it to me. And we're not going to talk to you. We're not going to reach out. We're just going to listen to it. We're going to put it on. You can have it. I already said it. I love it. Send it to me. Send it to me then. Anybody that's done it, I love it. Send it to me. And I hope we get a good number of people that do this. And I hope it's different. I hope it's like men and women, because it's going to be fun. Okay? I'm late on this. Who said it? I don't know. We'll have to find out. So this phrase and the other phrases are all actual phrases that people have said, and we'll talk to you about that. But this is going to be fun. I want you to be as mean and hateful. Listen, I dish it out. I dish it very hard, but I got no problem taking it. And you know how, as much as we give it to people, we are harder on ourselves than anybody else. And so I want you to be, I know it's all in love, or if you hate me, do it, and that's great too. It could be all in hate, whichever way. Give it your best shot, send it to us, and we're going to have some fun. And I think this was basically Kate's idea, was it? I think it was Kate's idea. Whatever goes on here, this is going to be awesome. And I think you guys are going to love it. It wasn't Sproles. Sproles, there's some other statements that are Sproles related that we'll talk to after it happens. If you have missed anything that I'm saying, we're getting ready to end the show. As soon as this is over, go back and watch for the last 10 minutes and listen to it all. It's very good. We need your help with it, and it's going to be fun. So do it. Send it to us. Everybody out there can do it. It's going to be fun. And it might have been Sproles. I can't remember who it was.
I think multiple people have actually said this.
But it might have, yeah. Oh no,
very similar.
This specific phrase we got, I remember. This specific phrase was from the dearly departed Mary Stilts, I believe, is who we got it from. So she's no longer with us, but she had said that. I'm sure others have said that as well, or some variation of that. And when you guys hear the other phrases, this is just the test phrase. Okay, this is the test phrase. So, all right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday evening. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. I'm praying for Nick, praying for his family. The Gully family, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow. The Bell people, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow. We're praying for Outlaw, and our thoughts and prayers for everybody out there that need them. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful Thursday. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Okay? And we will see you back here Sunday night, because that's how we roll, you know what I mean? And we will see you, God willing. And that's it. All right? You guys take care. Good night. And hey, if you haven't, has to make it the 18th. What are you talking about? List. Has to make the list. Oh, yes.
Stupid Bilbrey has to make the list.
Oh, well, yeah. you guys are not going to be disappointed. I'll tell you, you're not going to be disappointed. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. I hope you guys are have a great weekend, and we'll go from there. Take care. Good night. And damn it, I can't. What is going on? I can't link this up the way I want to. All right. Goodbye.